Guys, this is probably the last video I'll ever make about the death of Charlie Kirk. I want to make something abundantly clear that I am strongly condemning. I strongly rebuke what happened to Charlie Kirk. It does not matter what kind of person he was, regardless of what he said, regardless of what he believed in, regardless of the agenda he was pushing. Nobody deserves to be politically assassinated for their political opinions, for their beliefs. Nobody deserves that. See, when you go on TikTok right now, there are creators who are who have taken it upon themselves to trace down other creators who are making videos celebrating and rejoicing over the death of Charlie Kirk. I told you yesterday that this kind of thing is just going to ruin the United States of America, because hate begets more hate. And that is what we see on TikTok right now. People's accounts are being brought down. People are being banned on TikTok. And other creators have even taken it a level higher. They are noting down the names of individuals who are creating videos celebrating the death of Kirk and calling their employers, telling them to fire those individuals. So people are losing their jobs, their livelihoods for doing such a stupid thing. You don't pick up a fucking phone and start celebrating the death of a father and a husband. It does not matter. It doesn't matter how terrible of a person they were. Okay? Listen, every single person in the United States of America has the right to express themselves freely wherever they are, whenever they want. It is the First Amendment right. They have the freedom to do that. So Charlie Kirk was just exercising his First Amendment right, and he did not deserve to die for exercising a constitutional right. Whether you hated the man, whether you disliked him, whether you wished evil upon him, you do not pick up a phone and start recording a video celebrating his demise. No, that just shows that the society is rotten. That shows that people in the USA are morally bankrupt. That's all. Look, this was the moment the liberals and the Democrats were supposed to show a degree of maturity, to show empathy and understanding. This was the defining moment for those particular people. I mean, this was the moment the Democrats could have, just rebranded themselves, from being these hateful and just angry people who wish evil to other people who do not agree with them. Now, this was that moment, but they ruined everything. Now, people are going to, little children, are going to grow up hating liberals and Democrats for what they are doing right now. So, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Nobody deserves to die for their political opinions. Charlie Kirk was not a terrorist. He never picked up a gun and assaulted another human being. Okay? He had different opinions and stuff like that. But now, his death is just causing more divide in the United States of America. There is no unity. When something like this happens in any country, the first thing everybody should do, or at least the majority of individuals in that country should do, is rebuke it. Rebuke it. Because when you celebrate it, you encourage it. And maybe for another person out there who had such ideas, who wanted to do the same thing, you're now encouraging them to make that particular move. Now, these thing is going to be common because people are celebrating it and it's being encouraged. People are going to pick up guns and start unaliving other individuals. Why? Because it's something that is, people, it's sensational. And people are celebrating it. There's a party. As long as you identify with a particular tribe, that particular tribe will support you and they will rejoice and they will, they will appreciate you for doing such a despicable act. It's not supposed to be that way. And for Democrats who are celebrating right now, don't you think that conservatives also have the ability to do the same thing? Now imagine a conservative, gets an idea out there of, okay, he just decides, let me go get some payback. Yeah, because you also have some influencers, some political influencers who are not, directly affiliated to politics. They don't have political offices. They are not running for any political position, but they are affiliated to these political parties and they are influential and they have their own opinions and they are very controversial and they are eloquent and they have the ability to influence people and rally masses, huge numbers and just push a particular agenda. You also have those individuals. Now imagine conservatives picking up guns and doing the same thing to democratic influencers, the same thing that has been done to someone like Charlie Kirk. It is not right. America as a society should have gathered, should have stuck together and rebuked this thing as a society. You should have put your feelings aside and said, no, this is not right. As a country, we don't stand for this. We do not encourage this. It does not matter which political party or which political entity or which political... It does not matter. Your political opinions do not matter. Nobody deserves to be assassinated for what they think, for their uniqueness, for their individualism. Nobody deserves that. Simple that way. America, you made a wrong move. Yeah. Now Donald Trump is blaming the leftists. Look at that. Look at that. Your society is just... Come on, man. Your society is collapsing. Your society is collapsing. This particular incident is going to change a lot in the United States of America. Perhaps the history of the USA. People are not going to be the same. This has exposed something in the USA. Okay? There's a lot of hatred. There are people who wish other people evil. There is disunity. There are people with malicious intent. And it seems like America has lost its senses. People are not thinking straight. People are not thinking straight. People are only focused on groupthink and tribal interests. Nobody even thinks about what that particular incident is going to do to Charlie Kirk's wife and his children. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that particular incident is going to do to those particular individuals? The wife had to watch his husband die, man. Those children, those young children, have to replay that for the rest of their lives. Their father getting shot in front of 3,000 people, and some people in the crowd celebrated that. Those children are going to be traumatized. Their lives are not going to be the same. Bro, no man. Those children did not deserve to see that. They did not. Those children were innocent. Those children do not, and they are not in a position to process all this. Furthermore, people are just celebrating on the internet. People are singing, dancing, saying crazy stuff. degrading this man, calling him terrible names, disregarding the grief that his wife, his family, his mother, his brothers, his siblings are going through right now. That this was a terrible man, and he had this coming for him, and he deserves everything that happened. It's not right. And I really pray to God, man. I really pray to God. If there is a God out there, I pray that whoever did this, just they get him. Okay, they arrest him, they apprehend him, and he gets to face the full consequences of the law, man. His actions, okay, he has to be accountable to what he has done. That's a very terrible person. That man is everything wrong with our society today. Okay? He took away a father, a responsible father, a devout husband. That man's existence is meaningless. I don't care, man. And if it was a professional hit, then everybody behind that particular, who arranged that particular thing, should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves, and the people who are making TikToks celebrating the death of Kirk, you should be ashamed of yourself, okay? You should be ashamed of yourself. If you're black, if you're Hispanic, if you're Palestinian, if you're Islam, I don't care. If you're gay, if you are celebrating the death of an American, of your own, of one of your own, you should be ashamed of yourself.